If you struggle with lumpy mashed potatoes, you've come to the right place. Today, I'll show you how to make perfectly smooth mashed potatoes. No stand-up mixer required. To start, we're going to peel our potatoes well, making sure we shave off any eyes that are starting to form. It's important to cut all the potatoes into even-sized pieces. That way, they'll all be finished cooking at the same time. If you have any pieces that are too big, they might undercook and won't be ready to mash with the rest of the pot. Here, I'm starting by cutting them lengthwise twice, and then cutting those strips horizontally. Depending on how big the potato is, you'll need to make more or less horizontal cuts. For these ones here, I'm making 3 cuts. Next, fill your pot up with water and give the potatoes a couple good rinses. Once they've been rinsed, fill up the pot enough to fully cover the potatoes, salt the water, and place it on the stove on high heat, uncovered. Once the water is boiling, cover and reduce heat to low. Then simmer for about 20 minutes or until a fork easily passes through the pieces. Once they're fork tender, drain all the water. If you do it like this, be careful of steam burns. I'd recommend a colander instead of the lazy way here. Throw the potatoes back on the stove on high heat for about 30 seconds to evaporate a little more water from them. After 30 seconds, mash the potatoes twice around the pot, then reduce heat to minimum. I did about 4 large potatoes here. If you do more or less, you'll have to adjust the amount of butter and milk you put in. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of butter and about 1/3 cup of milk. You can pretty much feel this out. Exact measurements aren't really required here. Just remember, you can always add more, but you can't take out. Mash the butter and milk in well until they're both entirely incorporated. And then you're going to add the secret weapon, about 2 tablespoons of sour cream. This adds such a beautifully subtle taste to the mash, while also helping with its consistency. Stir that in, and of course, add some salt to taste, then crack in some pepper. That's it. By now, your potatoes should look something like this, smooth, almost like frosting, and all done by hand. You no longer have to be afraid of the lumpy mashed potatoes. Gaze upon the smoothness, so tasty, and so easy.